Right then, episode 19, hello, of The World According to Ali. It is late, it's Wednesday, the 18th of May, because quite frankly, I've been fucking busy. So, Justin, you impatient twat, I'm doing it, alright, but I would like to point out, where's your fucking work, alright? You don't get to fucking hassle me when you ain't handed in jack shit. So yeah, calling you out in front of everyone. Anyway, I'm just going to answer all the questions, sorry. So, question 1 from Nicholas Coe. Would you rather be the front, middle or back of a human centipede, and why? You must pick one, you can't fight it, show you're working. This is like the easiest fucking question ever, right? For those of you who don't know, because there are actually some people that don't know what a human centipede is, there was a film that came out years ago, caused a lot of controversy because some nutter basically sewed together 3 people, right? Mouth to arse, right? So you've got 3 people on their hands and knees, they've been kneecapped and all this and that, and so you've got a human centipede, you know, lots of limbs and so on and so forth, and it's got one long tract, I guess you would call it, you know, mouth to arse, mouth to arse, mouth to arse. So, would you rather be the front, middle or back of a human centipede? What the fuck do you think? Seriously, why would anybody want to be anything other than the front? Right? Because, you know, no one's going to shit in my mouth. Well, they'd have to be pretty special. But yeah, no one's going to shit in my mouth. So there you go. I will be in the front. Thank you. Easiest question of all time. Right then, question 2 from Astronome, Ashley Edwards. What does your diet consist of over a week? Supplements, proteins, number of meals a day, etc. I did actually show quite a fair bit of this in the little documentary I made, Bigger, Stronger, Fatter, like last year. But here's a good example right now. I am eating, look, lots of vegetables, okay, and basically supplements, the only supplement I have is a scoop of chocolate protein in my fruit smoothie that I make every day, because there's not much protein in my fruit smoothie, so I have a bit of protein in it and that's it. That's the only supplement I take. I don't take anything else. I don't take any multivitamins, any cod liver oil, any creatine or any of that crap, whatever. Okay? And you know what, to be perfectly honest, the protein powder in my fruit smoothie tastes nice. Great. So what do I eat? Okay, so generally for breakfast I'll have scrambled eggs. Okay, 4 scrambled eggs. I make a fruit smoothie out of milk, banana, apple, some frozen berries, put in that scoop of protein powder. That makes up a fair bit, probably about a litre, maybe a bit less than a litre. I'll generally have that after a training session. On a heavy training day, because I train every day, but on a heavy training day I'll also have a litre of whole chocolate milk. I also have, like, you know, some cooked meat at some point in the day and a banana, and I'll have a meal. Usually at the very end of the day we'll have like probably about a kilo of vegetables, so like peas, sweet corn, broccoli, carrots, cauliflower, that sort of stuff, you know, and a bit more meat, because I get all like my meat from Muscle Food. Yum. And try to think if there's anything else really I eat in a day. I don't think so. Oh, and I'll have like one of my sneaky protein flapjacks when I've been cycling in the morning to see my daughter, and take her to preschool. So yeah, that's pretty much it, really. There's a fair few calories there, and you know, in terms of like number of meals a day, generally what I do is I try and time my food after training, because I'm a really bad binge eater, so I can lose control of my eating quite easily. So one of my little mental tricks is to earn my food throughout the day. So I'll do some activity, eat some food, right? And that way I keep myself mentally on track. But that's got nothing to do with post-exercise window or anything like that. That's me managing my psychological state, because, you know, when it comes to food, I'm a bit of a head case really. That's my vice, my weakness. You know, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, you know, so on and so forth. But food is a bit of a downfall for me. He says shoving broccoli in his gob. So yeah, I don't count calories because I just weigh myself, and that will tell me whether my calorie intake is up or down. If I stick to the diet that I've just told you, my weight will hit and stay around 80 kilo, and I'll perform, and I'll be ripped, I'll be strong, I'll be fit, I'll be everything, I'll be healthy. It's brilliant. But because of my head case, you know, I get stressed and deviate. What are you going to do, right? I'm not perfect. But yeah. And do you know what, honestly, eating all of that, I feel fucking wicked. If I eat clean like that for a week solid, honestly, at the end of the week I'm like a tornado of energy. I fucking love it. And I love eating all the healthy food. And yeah. I don't think really there's much else to say on that. There you go. Take from that what you will. Question 3 from Claire Haynes. Where the fuck is my Texas Power Bar? Yeah. It's possible that a dodgy postman's got it. And if it's anything like the dodgy postman that we've got who started training here, you ain't never going to find your fucking Texas Power Bar. Yeah, other than that, good luck. Right then, next question from Justin Green. Will just doing the big 4 movements, as in squat, bench, deadlift and overhead press, be sufficient for all over strength increase? I appreciate the specific event training is also required and is another level. And yeah, it's interesting because generally what you've got there is like the main compound strength movements, but you know what's missing massively is any pulling movements. Okay, I mean, I know there's the deadlift in there, but there's no chin up type movement and there's no row type movement. And like, because you know, and you know, unless you're a spaz fitter, you don't really, they don't do chin ups in competition, do they? They do mid-air flapping. So yeah, a lot of people will pursue the those movements because they're like competition standards sort of thing, and they'll neglect the upper body pulling movements. And what's interesting is I see a lot of people doing that shit that they call hypertrophy training, where they do some token rows, they do some token lat pull downs with fucking piss poor weight. What's the fucking point, right? Seriously, that's not hypertrophy, that's just shit, right? So if you want all over strength and all over health, because this is the thing, if you train your strength in an imbalanced manner, you're going to compromise your joints, you're going to compromise your muscles, you're going to compromise your function, right? And it will catch up with you. So you should have those 4 in there, but you should also have some upper body pulling on the horizontal plane and some upper body pulling on the vertical plane. Now, upper body pulling on the vertical plane is a huge movement for athletic benefit. Okay, so you know, chin ups, getting stronger at chin ups makes you hit harder, throw harder, as well as obviously pull up better and climb better. But also makes you kick harder, it makes you run better. It's got a huge athletic carryover. So the fact that that's not in there is a big omission for all over strength increase. And having strong lats and strong traps and strong rhomboids is great for shoulder stability. It's great for strength, you know, in those planes, but it's also a massive supporter of all of the other movements. So having a very strong upper back is great for squatting, it's great for benching, it's great for deadlifting, and it's great for overhead pressing. So if you want to be strong in those 4, you should add in those other 2 as well. And then if you've got those six, the big six, so deadlift movements, squat movements, overhead pressing movements, bench pressing movements, or horizontal pressing movements, horizontal pulls and vertical pulls, then that's sufficient for all over strength increase. Okay, so yeah, add those two in, and then whatever specific stuff that you need to do on top of that, you know, the cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake, be all good. But when you do those upper body pulling movements, don't train them like a fucking pussy. Like, train them fucking hard. You know, upper body, the horizontal pulling movements are brilliant, because how the hell do you really hurt yourself? You can't drop anything on yourself, you can't fall off anything or anything like that. So you can really hammer those, train them heavy, train them hard, and build some back strength. Really important. Okay? So yeah. Cool. So, right, final question, number 5 or 6, I can't remember, from Claire Cox. It is mind over muscle. So this week, for the first time, I did a consistent, half-decent set of squats. You asked me after, was it your bollocking, sorry, encouragement, that helped me achieve it? I think it was finally listening to my muscles, not my brain, that got me there. So how do you overcome mental obstacles? Basically, this boils down to one of my little mottos, one of my little sayings, my mantras, right, which is focus on what you're doing, stop worrying about how you're feeling. Because what people tend to do is they think that they're shit at something, and that invokes a feeling of shitness, and then they worry about that. Oh, I'm shit, I can't do this, I'm shit. Right? All of that is not thinking about what you're supposed to be doing at the time. If you're too busy wrapped up in thinking about how shit you are, or, you know, that something hurts or whatever, you're not thinking about what you're doing. Whereas if you focus on the cues, if you think really objectively, do this, it's like a map, yeah? Think about what you're doing and focus on it and think those cues. If you really concentrate on the cues and don't think about anything else and really obsess over the cues to get it right, there won't be room in your head for all the other stuff that you're worrying about, which is your feelings of shitness. And if you follow the cues, it will go better. And if it goes better, that will reinforce that, and you go, oh yeah, I'm getting better at this. You'll concentrate more and you'll feel better, but you won't have to concentrate on feeling better because you'll be getting success from following the cues. Alright? Whereas if you focus on what you're feeling, you feel like shit, you don't follow the cues because you're too busy feeling like shit, and it goes wrong, and that makes you feel like shit. So vicious circles go both ways. Vicious circles go down, vicious circles go up. And so all of these things are basically like behaviour reinforcing patterns of thought. Okay? So what you've got to do is you've got to like get your head out of that and just literally, if you've got a set plan of things to do, you focus on it and you concentrate on the cues and you nail it, and you try and nail it every single time. If you focus on that so hard, there won't be room in your head to worry about all the other stuff. And like I said, things will go better. So yeah, focus on what you're doing. Stop worrying about how you're feeling. Right, laters.